How to cancel my Netflix subscription. Yeah. Welcome to Box of Chocolates, where you never know what you're going to get. Today you're getting my opinion on the new Netflix film, Kinda Pregnant. I watched it. I did. That happened. I actually sat through the whole entire film, so you can't say I didn't accomplish anything in 2025. I'm not an Amy Schumer fan. I've never heard her say a single funny thing. And this is a movie about her pretending to be pregnant. I watched it so I could talk about it. Do I have anything positive to say? Well, there are some actors in this movie who I have liked in other things. They don't have anything funny to say in this thing, so it's not actually a positive. They're just wasted here. So anyway, on to the negatives. This is a very stupid story. It's been done before. There are other movies about people pretending to be pregnant, so it's not even original. But what they do with it here, it's not interesting, it's not likable, it's not funny at any time. Basically, her friend gets pregnant, and she's upset that she's not spending as much time with her friend anymore because she's focused on the pregnancy. She's hanging out with this other pregnant woman, so she gets one of those pregnancy pad empathy bump things because it gives her attention. The thing is, that is an insane thing to do, and it never makes her likable or understandable at all. Because it's not just that she's lonely. You could have maybe done something with that. This character is introduced to us as someone who desperately wants to get married and desperately, for her whole life, has wanted to legitimately have a child. That's the goal. That is what is drilled into us immediately at the start of the film. So you could maybe pull this off where you establish the character well enough to where we're like, okay, this is crazy, but in a goofy comedy, I can kind of understand what led her to make this insane decision. But no, that's not even the case here. It's not even understandable at all. It literally does not fit her goals. There is a little bit of relatability about not being satisfied with where you are in your life, thinking you would have been further along, being worried if you'll ever get to where you want to be and get the things you really want. Things that I can understand and relate to, but just the way that it's done here, there's nothing about it that ever makes the character likable. You literally want to have a baby at some point, going around lying to everybody that you're pregnant is not and cannot accomplish anything. You just look stupid and you look psycho. It's the most predictable thing in the world from the very beginning. I'm gonna talk about some things that happen. You can't spoil this movie. There's nothing to spoil. There's nothing of interest that happens. But from the very beginning, there's the scene where she's like, I just know he's gonna propose tonight. I'm so excited for him to propose. I just know that tonight, that's the big question that he's gonna ask me. Gee, I wonder what happens next. Do you think that's really the question that he's going to ask her? And then the whole movie is completely predictable. Gee, I wonder if, at the end of the second act, she's going to have to reveal that she was lying, and they're going to get mad at her, and she's going to be sad, and then she's going to say sorry, and they're going to forgive her, and then the movie will stop. I wonder, could that be what's happening here? There's no engagement at any point, because it's entirely obvious the entire time everything that's going to happen. It's a stupid thing for her to be doing. It's a ridiculous lie. You know she's going to have to come clean. You know how that's going to go. And it's not even executed in an interesting way. Nothing funny happens to lead to the reveal or the apology. She literally just says sorry to the people and they forgive her when they've thought about it. You can't even execute it in a mildly interesting way. You have to do it in literally the most boring way possible. By the way, this is a Happy Madison production, Adam Sandler's production company, and it is directed by Adam Sandler's nephew. I'm sure he got the job based purely on talent. Amy Schumer is not funny. She does not say a single funny thing. She does not do a single funny thing. She falls down many times. There are some fart jokes. There's not really many different types of jokes you can do with this premise, so they just kind of repeat jokes, like where she'll fall or run into a wall, and so it seems like the baby is taking damage and people are worried, and she's like, oh no, it's actually fine. They do that at least 3 times, where she has to like emergency stuff something under her shirt to look like she's pregnant really quick. They do that a couple times. There's not many jokes you can do with this, so they just repeat them, and they're not funny at all, ever. None of the dialogue is funny. I literally never even smiled. Not even once. Not even close. Will Forte is in this. Jillian Bell is in this. People that I've seen be good. But they just play like really normal, boring people. So they're completely wasted. Amy Schumer is not funny. Nobody says anything funny. There's this one side character. Woof. Maybe she's been good in other things. But she was annoying. Every time she entered a scene, I was like, oh, fuck. She's back. They really thought they had something with that character. She was like really crass and rude, and they thought like that's gonna get him. That's gonna be really funny, but not with the way you wrote it. The dialogue in this, there's nothing funny for anybody to say. It's all so basic. It's all so predictable. There's nothing about Amy Schumer that adds anything likable to this character. I never wanted her to succeed. She just seemed crazy the entire time. This was never an understandable motivation for her to have. The movie takes place in the winter, and so half the time she's wearing like a large coat, and to be perfectly honest, in those scenes, you can't even fully tell that the pregnancy pad thing is there. So what's even the joke then at that point? There's a part where she's at a gender reveal party and something happens and she gets recorded by somebody and she is not pregnant at this party. She's being her genuine self. And then later, they specifically show her watching that video of what happened at that party on her phone. So I was like, okay, they have now established that that video exists. We've seen her watching it. That video is going to come back later as a way to reveal to somebody that she's not actually pregnant. No, it's literally never brought up again. It is a Chekhov's gun that remains on the wall, unfired. Okay, there's just no enjoyment to be had. I never liked the character. I never laughed. All of these scenes where she has to pretend to be pregnant over here and then not be pregnant over there. There's nothing to engage you because it's so predictable. I'm not behind her actions whatsoever. I know exactly where it's going to go. So, what are you giving me? A headache? Are you giving me a headache? It was only 100 minutes. It felt long. Bad comedies are some of the worst kinds of movies because other genres can be so bad that they're funny, or they can at least have like, well, there was that one action scene that was okay, or there was that one creepy scene, or whatever. But if a comedy is bad, then there's just nothing. It's just painful. And it's not the worst comedy I've ever seen. I'm not offended. And yet, I have no issue saying that it's a 1 just because it had literally nothing to bring me joy. Will Forte, he's in the movie. Good for him. He got paid. But he doesn't have anything funny to do or say. It's just a waste. So, I mean, if I can't say literally anything positive about it other than, well, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen, then I must give it a 1. Maybe it's designed to appeal to moms. Maybe they'll like it. I don't know. It's on Netflix, so they just wanted to put it out there so that someone sitting at home can half pay attention to it while they multitask doing other things. And, you know, you won't die. It won't literally kill you, but I didn't get any enjoyment out of it. Put that on the Blu-ray. It won't literally kill you. 5 stars. But that's all I have to say about that. If you've seen this movie, leave your thoughts down in the comments. Do you like Amy Schumer normally? Did you like her here? You agree? You disagree? Whatever you want to talk about, leave it down in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you down there. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. We should have some better stuff later this week. We got some action with Love Hurts and some horror with Heart Eyes. Some good Valentine's Day material. But thank you so much. I appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.